Okay guys, so as you can see, the deck protector, plexiglass, whatever you want to call it, I think come out very, very well. I can't believe I pulled something like this off. I am no expert whatsoever, but look at that. I mean, it is just, in my words, it's perfection for me. No problems with it whatsoever. That was my second try because one of my drill bits did catch, and that's why it's so important that you use that little bit of washing up liquid, just so your drill bits and that don't catch, because that's what cracked the first deck protector. So here we're going with fitting the trackball hardware. The trackball is just a generic trackball. I did want to go for a Suzo Hap trackball, but I don't know if you've ever seen those. They are massive, and I'm working with an arcade one-up arcade machine here, and as you can see from the bottom, there's just nowhere. I think the Hap one maybe twice, maybe 2.5 times the size of this thing. It just wasn't going to fit. But I don't plan on using this for games. This is just going to be a mouse in disguise, basically. I don't want a mouse or a keyboard anywhere near the computer to take away from the arcade experience. So everything's going to be done via this trackball and the mouse buttons next to it. Now, this was brought from my favourite place of all time to get arcade bits, arcadeworlduk.com. I'm going to rep these guys every single time because their attention to detail, their service, everything, I think, is amazing. Definitely a 7 out of 7 for me. And, you know, to get a 7, that's quite a challenge for me anyway. So, yeah, they get 7s all around. So, here, we're just going to attach this, and then we'll carry on with the buttons. So here are the buttons. These are the RGB type. I wanted these. They're a lot more expensive than just your normal arcade button. Obviously, because you've got the wiring involved. There's 4 wires for the button, and they plug straight into the iPack, which saves me a lot of time. Like I say, I think these were just under £3 each per button, and I got 30 of them, so you know, quite expensive, but they're going to do exactly what I want my arcade to do. They're not up everyone's street, I understand that, but I love them, and they're going to, say for instance you play a Neo Geo arcade game, or just a Neo Geo game in general, I'm going to have these buttons light up with the Neo Geo colours, which I find quite cool. And then when you swap out a different game, you know, for instance, we're going to play Street Fighter. You're going to have your red, your white, and then your blue. I think, you know, that's just the way I want it to perform. So I think it's going to do well. I've got to learn the software. The software is done by LED Blinky, and it works in conjunction with quite a few front ends. So I've still got a lot of work ahead of me. But, you know, I'm still having lots of fun. So I'm just peeling back some of the protection. I don't want to peel it completely off because I know it's there because it's to protect the art, but I just want to protect that as much as possible at the minute because I'm it's not going on the arcade just yet, so it's going to be moved from pillar to post. I just want to stop any chance of it getting scratched, so that's the only reason why I'm leaving that bit of paper on, just to protect it as much as I can right now. Listen to that. First one's on. So these are not leaf switches, these are not micro switches. The switch is in the button. I'm guessing that's why they're that little bit more expensive, because other buttons you have to pay for either the leaf switch or the micro switch. So I'm going to do a few more of these and then I'll speed it up. Okay, so that's player one, and we've got the mouse buttons in as well. We've got the left, the right, and in the middle. If you push that, you'll be able to scroll up and down, which I think is going to be fantastic. I'm going to do player two now. Also, I just want to say, yeah, I can make these LEDs do anything I want with that piece of software. The piece of software is fantastic. I recommend anyone get it who's doing the LED button thing. Go for it. Okay, so last button going in now, and it took a while, but that's because you have to worry about all the wires, but we're done. Okay, as you can tell, it's a complete wiring mess right now, but I'll zip tie all this up. Just got to work out what my player 1 is and what my player 2 is, and like I said earlier, these are Suzo Hap joysticks for, I think, the proper arcade experience. So gonna whack these in now. I've already pre-drilled the holes. I had Wifey hold the joysticks in place. There is no easy way of doing it. I think it's just by eye. I did measure, but it's really hard to do on your own. So if you can get someone to help you, just eyeball it, because you're going to be holding this control panel every which way just to try and find if you've got the right angle and the right measurements. But you can get there. It's easy to do. So like I say, I pre-drilled these holes so I know where they're going, and I'm going to put 8 screws in each control pad, because you don't know, I mean, no one else is going to be playing this, it's just me and Wifey, but you don't know, someone might come over after COVID's done, and they might get a bit boisterous, and 4 screws might not cut it. I'm just putting in as the 8 screws because there's 8 holes there, so why not? So these Suzo Hap sticks are, I think, about £17. That's without shipping, and they do come with some micro switches, and they're already pre-installed, which was quite handy. I mean, I think there's only 2 screws on each anyway. We'll see what the micro switches are like. I haven't used the sticks to play a game yet, so we'll see. Okay, so time for joystick number 2. Same thing basically, 8 screws. I went with player 1 is a blue stick and player 2 is a red stick. Now in hindsight, with the cabinet looking the way it is, I probably should have gone both blue, but I like the fact that when you start up a game, player 1, all the buttons are going to light up blue side, and player 2, all the buttons are going to light up red, which, you know, you can tell player 1, player 2. And every button that's in use will be lit, and every button that's not in use will not be lit, so it'll just be, you know, the standard colour. I will try and see if I can dark them out, but you'll be able to tell which buttons are illuminated and which ones ain't. Which again, thanks to the LED Blinky software. I'm not plugging. I've got nothing to. Well, I am plugging. I've got nothing to do with LED Blinky. They don't even know again who I am, and I'm not affiliated in any way. I'll drop a link down in the description because I think the software is awesome. And it's up to you whether you want to buy it. Like I say, if you're going for the LED setup, I think it's fantastic. You can have different LEDs flashing and light up light up the buttons you want and dim down the ones you don't, which is fantastic in my eyes. Okay, so far so good. We've got all the buttons in, we've got the joysticks in, the Pseudo Hap joysticks, we've got the trackball, and we've got the left and right and middle mouse button that need to be hooked up via the trackball. That will act like a mouse. They're your mouse buttons. There's a mess of wiring here. Got to work out how we wire up the iPack, because I know these plug in. So what I found out is these are all colours. They're for the lights. So you got your power, red, green and blue. So that's for your RGB colours. And then there's another harness that come in with it. I paid extra to get that, and that's what's going to open and close the switch, and they plug in to each individual switch. So every button is 6 wires, but they've made it really easy by adding an adapter. So basically you can have 2 adapters. That's going to make my life easier anyway. So I'll hook up these wires. These are the left and right and middle click buttons for the mouse, and then we'll put this on the cabinet and go from there. Right, so I already pre-labelled these, so there's a schematic on the website on arcadeworlduk.com. Again, I'm plugging those guys because I really do like what they're doing. I'm in no way affiliated with them whatsoever, but you know, I think what they're doing is absolutely fantastic. So if you want to use them, again, I get no kickback whatsoever, but tell them Just Boggy sent you, because that'd make me happy. Okay, so on each individual button you have a plus and minus marked. So on here, like I say, the schematic, for the white wire,
that was the right button, and that's going to be the plus. So in order to not get these mixed up, orientate it the way you would, and obviously this is going to be your right button. Just makes things a lot easier. So we'll put that on the plus. And these are already pre-insulated anyway. And my minus is this black wire, and all they do is daisy chain it. So they've put on 3 connectors. So all I'll do with that is plug one into that one into the minus in this one, and one into the minus in this one. And I give you loads of extra, so we'll just have to, you know, tidy that up and make that look nice and neat. So what else have we got? So the yellow wire was the left, so that's just going to plug on to the left button on the plus side, and this red one is the middle. And again, middle button, plus, there we go. What I'm probably going to do as well is go over this when it's all done and use a hot glue gun, and that's just going to secure the wires so they don't fall out over time when you shake stuff, and it can be undone quite easily as well. So yeah, so that's done. So what I'll do is probably cable tie that together and make that look nice, and I'll come back. So guys, that's the end of that video, and really appreciate you watching. It was a bit longer than normal because I want to get the control panel done, and there's not really a lot to see apart from me putting in the bits and pieces, the old trackball and the buttons. Now the buttons were the RGB ones, so if you want them to light up, you're going to need another bit of software called LED Blinky. Now LED Blinky will cost you around about, I think it's 25 bucks, so it was about £21 after the conversion and stuff for tax. And it's a great bit of software, and the people behind the software, if you have any problems, they're really good at getting back to you and helping you out, and there's a lot of stuff on the website. Now also there's a guy, I don't know if he's affiliated or whatever, but called Maverick's YouTube channel, Maverick's Arcade. Now the videos were a bit dated, don't get me wrong. I did look over them, it was okay, but I think someone needs to do some new ones. Now if you're having trouble and you've tried Maverick's Arcade and trying to get your LED Blinky up and running and you can't, let me know and I'll try and hook you up with any problems you may have. So that's LED Blinky. It costs a, you know, it's another bit of software, but it does run with my launch box front end. It does also run with Hyperspin, I think, and loads of other front ends as well. So, you know, if you've got a particular front end, go on the website and check that check to make sure that it works. Other than that, we've got some more hooking up of the control panel to do. I don't know what's coming next because I filmed these a while ago, so I'm a bit further on with the project than what you're seeing, because I always want to try and keep a video or two in my pocket, that if I need to put it out because I can't film anything, I've got some in the back burner. So thank you very much for watching, and please give me a little cheeky like. I know there's a guy, I think it's Norm from the internet or something like that. Really do appreciate, I'm sorry if I've got your name wrong, I really do appreciate the likes that you leave, and it's just like I say, people like you is that keep me going and putting these videos on YouTube, because otherwise I'm not really bothered, because I'm, you know, I've got the product, I'm just putting it out there for you guys so that you guys know that you don't have to be a chippy or anything like that, because I'm no expert whatsoever, but I've got expertise in obviously building computers and stuff, so and software, so I know what I'm doing there. It's just obviously when you are... Right guys, really sorry about that. One of my neighbours, there's an ambulance just turned up, and one of my neighbours, because we live in a little cul-de-sac, he's got trouble breathing apparently. Not COVID, I've been told, but someone just wanted to know if they can use my drive. So sorry for the interruption there. As I was saying, please leave me that little cheeky like, because it really does boost my morale. And if you haven't already, come on, subscribe, smash that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? I've looked at the statistics and most of my viewers are not subscribed. Why? Hit the subscribe button. It's free, especially that like button. It's free and it really does help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers. I can't thank you enough, and can't wait for the next one. I'll put it out as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Now it's time for me to pay the price.